Welcome, and thank you for watching. This video is part 4 of Natasha's journey, Visions and Prophecies, and I invite you to view the first 3 parts on YouTube, Sandy Taylor channel. To understand why and how these visions began, I also invite you to watch part 1, Validation. In this video, I explain how my visions came to be. This miracle validates all of the words spoken to me and the images shown to me. The Island of Enchantment. In search for answers to all my questions about who I am, where I'm going, and what my mission is, I began my journey in San Francisco, having lived in Honolulu, Hawaii for 1 year, where my visions began. I shipped my car to San Francisco and put my household goods into storage. Then I began my search for answers to the questions that perplexed me. My destiny was to go back to my birthplace, Greenfield, a small town in southern Iowa. But first I headed down Highway 5 for San Diego, where my youngest son was going to college. I had written these words the year before, and they posed the question, who am I? Some of us have turned to stone. Some are yet soft clay waiting for the final touch, then to be fired. Some of us are like chameleons changing in the forest to conceal ourselves from the hunter. Some reflect the image of our toys or of those around us. To the artist, the beauty is waiting to be revealed with each chip or stroke, the final image still a mystery. Who am I? I would rather become than to be, for there is so much more to learn about my world that my journey is to search for who I am. My encounters and experiences ever so slowly change me, and if I'm not content with who I am, I can practice becoming what I want to be. I am ready to become more brilliant because I am a gem, and with polishing, I will shine more brightly. To learn about my sphere is to become more complete, and to become more complete enables me to experience more. If I walk on concrete, I leave no footprints, but it is safe and easy. If I walk on sand, my footprints are washed away, yet I have been there. If I walk in mud, my footprints may remain forever, yet it takes much effort to lift each foot up out of the mud. But the effort is worth seeing my footprints remain. I must not be afraid to be who I am. I need not be like any other snowflake. What is the risk of being myself? Do I dare expose myself to others? I can't be afraid. Well, on my way, January 8th was my birthday, and I was approaching San Diego where my son was going to college. And he agreed to take me to the beautiful gardens overlooking the Pacific Ocean called Cardiff by the Sea. I stood up in the rain on a cliff overlooking the Pacific Ocean and my face bathed by salt air, and I thought about my great-grandmother, Evelina Brown, whom I had grown close to during my moments of meditation, and she spoke these words to me. Love that which is unlovable. Be good to that which hurts you. Delve into the unknown. Speak to strangers. Follow your yearnings. Cherish children, for they are wise beyond their years. Research your past to find the keys to the fulfillment of purpose. Write about love and devotion, the other side, that which is within and the universe. Honor that which gives glorious acknowledgement to God as our Creator. The second coming is near and will be love, honor, perfection, tolerances of differences, one world, one existence, one God, who is loving and powerful beyond our ability to know and understand. Help those to write who have messages to give but do not have words to express. Purpose and direction is to succeed in the adventure to find your highest level of knowledge. Seek truth and awareness of the vastness of space and ominous patterns in the universe. Go out into the world to look for love, success, persuasive ability to change the path of our existence on this eve of vast changes in our physical plane. Electronics, mind over matter, power of thought to control adversity. Research theories of truth, universal truths. Go with your aunt to my grave, and I will speak to you about your purpose in life. Unravel secrets that will benefit mankind in profound ways. My knowledge is vast, and universal truths I speak will unveil the richness of life. Here are words of love from my angels. Oh, how sweet, my daughter, you have traveled this road to reach this most sacred and holy place, to touch the angels who hover nearby. Together we will guide you to your mission upon this earth. Yes, your wisdom is plentiful, and you will disseminate it to those who await your emergence into their realm. You have more than love to tell them about. You will free them from long suffering and release them from the bondage of masculine power. Their sensitivity will flourish as their consciousness rises to allow their voices to be heard. They have much to teach the world, and the world is ready to listen. Learn about the power of femininity at the time of Atlantis, when women were spokespersons for the downtrodden and the children and all those in need of fair representation. That was the call of the scribes to defend the weak. You will now continue the trumpet call to wake up the world to the power of love that will transform the hearts of men to soft and sensitive words and actions. All your words will smooth out the waves and nurture wounds and heal the maladies of today. The power of love is yet to manifest its miracles. Your vibrations have risen to crescendo to the trumpet call of the angels. Listen to the sounds. The birds and the wind will vibrate to the tunes of harps, and peace will befall upon mankind that hasn't been felt for eons. You are part of that movement and the flow of universal wisdom, knowledge, truth, and love. Welcome to our world. Your initiation is over. Now your work will begin. I was heading towards Gila Bend, Arizona. On my way to Sedona, I had heard so much about Sedona. And on that flat stretch of road before Gila Bend, the eastern sky darkened nearly black with torrents of rain visible as glistening shafts of energy. The wide, brilliant rainbow emerged slowly from between the peaks of an outcropping of rocks on the southern side of the valley. Suddenly, a second rainbow mirrored the first one in more softened colors. Within minutes, the other end of the first rainbow formed in the foreground of another outcrop of rocks to the north, with the faint colors of the second rainbow arched above it. My emotions burst in joyous celebration as the fingers of the rainbows reached across the expanse of blackened sky to touch. The center of the arch was directly above the highway in front of me. I glanced in the rearview mirror and realized the setting sun behind me was as spectacular as the rainbows were in front of me. I pulled off the road, got out of my car, and stood in awe of the magnificence of God and His promise represented by the rainbow. I got back into my car and continued my journey as the colors behind and in front of me faded into the black night. Sedona. I'd heard that word over and over again for a whole year, and it seemed to be the right time to explore that region of Arizona. And I left San Diego feeling content and apprehensive, for my path was obscure, but my intention was clear. It was during that time that I began having doubts about the visions that I was hearing and seeing. And my visions were telling me that the cornerstone of all humanity is love. I prayed that my path would be clear and that I would know what direction to go. I heard these words that seemed to come from angels. Before that paradise on earth is ushered in, We must learn to love each other. These words were spoken to me. Love will persevere. Love that which words cannot be put to music. It must simply be felt in our hearts. The music will stop, but the dance moves on. With the coming of the age of Aquarius, love will pervade. The time has passed when hate is the motivating force in man. The scales of this polarity have tipped. We know what life is like when hate determines behavior. Now ours is the search to paint the picture of humanity being ruled by love. Think of the bliss. Balance feminine and masculine energy. I learned that there was a difference between masculine and feminine energy. Masculine energy is powerful and aggressive, and our world has been propelled by that energy since the time of Atlantis. And these words were spoken to me in a vision. Feminine will be the new wave of the new age. You will soar with angels and enter the light. You will know the words to speak and write, to balance the feminine and masculine to all. Race lines will melt with common good of brotherhood and concern for healing Mother Earth's scars of separation of races. These words seem to relate to a time of world peace that we have not seen for eons. If, indeed, we will have a final war, as the Bible describes as Armageddon. To attain the promised 1,000 years of peace and tranquility, there must be a sense of cooperation among all nations to heal the earth. Healing the scars that mar the earth. It must be our intention that the physical and social scars on earth be healed, and these instructions were given to me. The sacred sites must be cleansed with tobacco to heal the strife between Native Americans and the white race through this sacred ceremony of harmony of purpose. Heal Mother Earth in the chasm between the races and also where East meets West. These two visions seem to relate to the concept of world peace and one world government through cooperation that is being presented to us both by the United Nations and the Vatican. If we are to believe that there will be paradise on earth, then we must listen to God's words, and these words were spoken to me. The light will spread, and many will work in concert to accomplish the tasks at hand. Together we will play a symphony of sounds from many instruments, but the voices will sing in unison until the words can be heard everywhere. Then the time will be right, and we can dwell in the green pastures of paradise on earth. All of my recent revelations have pointed me toward peace and tranquility, and I gladly accept this challenge. I know that the common language of love is what will mortar the fragments together into one glorious whole. The daily living and breathing the light of the Holy Spirit will reduce men to tears when they realize how simple it is. I am joyful in this endeavor and seek the words to express the message to enlighten the lives of all the blessed souls who are waiting to hear the news of God's love. Soon the numbers will rise and the vibrations of light will create a warm glow connecting the hearts of believers. I have asked for miracles, and I know God has heard my prayer, now that I have moved from religious study to spiritual understanding. I go about my Father's business of writing the words, and I thank Him for the blessings of peace and tranquility He has bestowed upon me. Be like Jesus, do as He did. We have been instructed by His words to be like Jesus and to do as He did, and these words came to me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. Invite the homeless and needy and the meek into your house, and do not be afraid. Be as Jesus was, do as He did. When the devastation comes to our earth, many will be homeless and will be starving, and we are told to share our provisions and shelter those in need. Sacrifice leads to world peace. Earth will march to a new world peace, a peace of sorrow revisited with this offering sacrifice to the future of humanity. When the reign of war ends, the sun will shine and will bathe the fresh new air of freedom and peace. These words led to believe that the New World Order will be ushered in after the sorrow of sacrifice of humanity through cataclysm and war, world war, and then world peace. After which the 1,000 years of peace on earth, God reigns after the chaos surrounding the 7 seals and vials and the second coming of Jesus as described in the Bible. I thank you for watching and listening. I send you my love, and be safe. All of the parts of my Visions and Prophecy playlist come from my book, Journey to Fulfillment of Life's Purpose, a personal journal of spiritual awakening. And I would invite you to email me if you would like a copy of the book. I will send it to you by email, the electronic version. And my website has also other works of mine in my literary collection, and I invite you to view that, www.aroseblossom.com, and my email is aroseblossom@hotmail.com. Thank you.